So what I'm gonna do now is show you a few of these simple exercises that I do every day that really help me a lot. And no obligation to do them, but if you want to stand up and like try them out with me for a minute, you're certainly welcome to do that. They're pretty basic, but they're very beneficial. Rise up from your comfy chairs, my friends. Um, okay. So my situation here, let's see how I'm standing. So you'll probably be mostly not able to see my face, just like because they're mostly leg exercises. Um, but you'll get the gist of it. I'll try and talk loud. Can y'all still hear me right now? You still hear me? Okay, cool. All right, so these are some very basic grounding exercises that I love to do. So here we go. So the first one you want to do is stand on your right foot. So these also help with balance. To stand on your right foot, you can put your arms out to the side if you want to help you balance. So you want to raise your left foot. These are just simple leg lifts. So you're lifting your left leg out to the side, and you can kind of synchronize with your breath. So you want to feel like a slight sense of resistance in your left leg. You can kind of push against it with your hand. So these are just simple outer leg lifts. So I usually do sets of like 10 or 15. We don't have to do that many right now, but I mainly just want to demonstrate. So this is getting the outer left leg. The next one, you turn like this, and you want to again stand on your right leg, but we're gonna flex the leg directly back behind us. So we're like flexing the back hamstring muscle. So you bring your leg up to about 90 degrees, and I like to put my hand here so I can feel that it's like flexing that muscle. And again, I usually do about 10 or 15 of these, but we'll just do about 5 on each one. Okay, so then the next one, same position, but we're gonna do the butt lift. So you keep your legs straight, and you can put your hand on your butt if you want. Want to get those booty muscles toned. So you just bring your left leg straight back, and you want to feel kind of your butt muscles flexing a little bit. And it's important to try to not keep your lower back fairly like locked in place so it's not tilting over at a weird angle. So we're just doing these back leg lifts. Okay, and then so we got those 3 on the left side. So now we'll try it on the right side. So you balance on the left leg. You can put your hands out again if that helps. You can also easily just like stand next to something if you have a dresser, that way you don't lose your balance. But by doing exercises that do help you with balance physically, I believe that it contributes to your mind, body, spirit balance. So again, we'll do it same thing on the right leg. So leg lifts out to the right. Just feeling the outer thigh muscle tighten a little bit with each leg lift. So you can literally do these while you're watching a YouTube video or doing whatever. It's just a very good way to like start to strengthen your leg muscles, which are like the roots of your tree. All right, so we did those ones. Now we'll turn sideways and do the hamstrings again. So flexing the back of the hamstrings like this. Doing a couple of those. And then the same thing as before, the leg is straight back. You can kind of flex your foot if you want. And this is the butt lifts. So I really believe that having strong legs is a key to being grounded and empowered on this planet. And these exercises really don't take long. I mean, you could do them for 5 or 10 minutes a day, and I really believe you could notice a pretty big shift in feeling a lot more grounded and empowered. So those are the three for that part of the leg. Now the last part so we got like all the different sides of the legs. Now the last one is squat. So you want to put your feet about probably about 3 feet apart from each other. And what I like to remind you is to try and keep your lower back straight and your core sort of tight. And we're just gonna squat down like this. And I like to put my hands on my thighs to feel my thigh muscles. And then you push, keeping your torso like parallel with the wall, you know. So you can do some of those. This really feels like it's like anchoring my energy into my body. Mara's starting to break a sweat. This is good. So those are the primary leg exercises that I do every day. And I invite you, if these resonate, to try and incorporate these into a morning practice. There are other, all right, so while we're still standing here, this is the other exercise I want to show y'all, which is to activate the toroidal field, which I mentioned in that video. So you put your hands kind of in a cupped position, and you're going to imagine like you're inside of an apple, basically. So you're kind of like tracing the inside of the apple. So it goes up. You bring your hands to your heart that are kind of like cupping outside your heart. And then you bring them above your head, straight up your central column. And then you bring them back down, keeping the hands kind of cupped. And then they start back at the bottom, then back up to the heart, kind of cupping the heart, back straight up ahead. And you can do this in kind of a squatting position. And then they cup back down again. So let's just slowly keep this motion going. You don't have to stop at the heart. You can just keep the energy flowing. And imagine that your toroidal field is flowing harmoniously. It's getting the energy flowing to start to dissolve any blockages. And you can synchronize your breath with this motion. So usually you're inhaling, bringing your hands up, and exhaling, bringing your hands down. All right, so now let's pause, bringing the hands to heart center. Feels pretty good, right? Okay, so now we're gonna do the same motion, but bringing the energy more down. So bringing our hands up above our heads with the hands cupped, and then through the heart center and down the central column and back around like this. So it's important to remember that grounding the energy is just as important as raising the energy. All right, let's do 2 more and then we'll pause at heart center. All right. Thank you for doing this exercise with me. I hope you can feel the energy flowing. And Chia Love gets bonus points because I believe she's doing it grass on the grass, which is the best way to do it. You can certainly do it in your home, but I highly recommend doing it barefoot in the grass, which I know Susie is also a pro at. Um, so, um, so yeah, I love doing those exercises right when I wake up because, you know, if I want to have the best day possible, I got to start it on the right foot and not let all the other distractions like dictate, you know, how I'm going to live my day. So those practices are very good. I encourage you to get a sip of water if you want. You know, I think that having strong legs and a strong core is only gonna amplify your ability to create positive change in your life and the world. And you know, I do a lot of other exercises like push-ups, crunches, things like that, strength training, pull-ups, all that good stuff. And, you know, obviously that's not necessarily everyone's cup of tea, but if you are, you know, really wanting to strengthen your body, then I encourage you to try out some of those things. You know, I'll probably be making some more other videos out in nature showing some more extensive exercises, but those primary 4 leg exercises, I feel like pretty much anyone can do those, even like, you know, elderly folks, if they're holding on to something, just to get the blood flowing, your heart pumping, you know. And I'm a huge advocate for sweating. So like I usually will do these outside and I'll wear a jacket or two because sweating is just like your body's natural detox, you know, and it's so beneficial for so many reasons. And, you know, if you're able to break a sweat, it's very healing. So that is that. The one last exercise, and then we can dive into any questions or comments. You know, with this whole coronavirus thing, there are many, uh, you know, supplements and herbs and health practices that I'm sure you all have seen people post articles. You know, elderberry is a very good immune booster. You know, I have this stuff called colloidal silver. This is very good for building the immune system. You know, a simple Google search or two, you could easily find some of these things. But, and I encourage you to do that because, you know, having a strong immune system is very beneficial. And I will just say for the record, I do certainly advocate for practicing the whole social distancing, at least for this 2-week period. You know, we'll see what happens at the end of the month. But I think it's smart, and like I think it's a well needed hibernation for most of us who are often doing too many things. But the one last exercise I want to share is called the dog breath. And this is from Kundalini Yoga. I know Kundalini Yoga is not perfect, but it definitely has some powerful healing practices. So the dog breath, you literally are going to stick out your tongue as long as loud as long as you can, and you're gonna like pump your navel, your belly button. So this is like, it's a detoxifying breath, and it also brings like a huge amount of oxygen into your cells. And I know this is kind of weird, but you know, you probably want to like spit if you do this. So I recommend doing it outside because you're basically like bringing up all of this excess kind of phlegm or whatever. We don't have to do it for a long time right now because I don't want you all to have to like spit. But I'm just being real with you. Like this is a very detoxing breath. And literally the other day I woke up and I was feeling like stuffy in my throat and I was like getting a little worried. I was like, uh-oh, I hope I'm not getting sick. But like my go-to practice is just going outside, exercising and doing these kind of breaths. So it's just like, you know, and in Kundalini yoga, they usually recommend doing it for 3 minutes, but you'll start to notice like this kind of stuck, stagnant energy comes to the surface, and it's able to like expel from your body. So I mean, a lot of these, you know, colds and flu things, they basically exist because like the energy, the you know, the air inside your body is kind of stagnant, kind of stale. But if you're constantly like going outside and getting fresh energy and stuff, it very much helps to keep your body healthy. So there's that one, and very similar to that is it sounds like you're saying who ha ha, who ha ha, who ha ha. You don't have to stick out your tongue for this one, but it's very beneficial if you're doing like exercise outside. It's a very grounding breath. So it's like, I usually do this hand kind of motion when I do it. So it's like, so yeah, that's a very grounding breath. Generally speaking, breathing through your mouth is more grounding, and breathing through your nose is more elevating. So if you're wanting to ground your energy and feel more empowered and solid on the earth, then like mouth breathing is recommended, in my opinion. So those are the main little downloads, nuggets of wisdom I wanted to share. Thank you all for tuning in now and in the future. And I'm going to check the chat box